Hi, beautiful Librans, and welcome to our August 2021 reading. This is such a powerful month in the best way. Like, there's just this symbolic beauty to the month. We have all these outer planets retrograde, including Uranus moving through Taurus, beginning its retrograde. So we have Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, and Uranus all in retrograde this month. And that's a beautiful thing because it helps us incorporate whatever we've needed to learn from the first part of this year. And this month is really symbolically kind of this perfect meeting point, melting pot moment for us to do that exploration. The sun is also moving through its home sign of Leo this month for a good chunk of the month. Mercury is moving through its home sign of Virgo most of the month until it meets up with you. And Venus moves through your sign for a good chunk of this month. The second half of the month, Venus will be joining you in its home sign. And I just love that Sun, Mercury, Venus are all moving through these really flowing energies for them. And you can just imagine the kind of clarity and the kind of calm that comes with this kind of setup going on in the sky. Where it's not about ruffling feathers, it's not about getting more confused or going deeper into the rabbit hole, but maybe to come out into the clarity of the light. And, this is just kind of a powerful, potent time of year for Librans in general when I think about this energy, because Leo energy is really flowing with you, right? This is like sextiling energy to Libran energy, which means that ideas, creativity, letting your light shine, right? Like letting your Libran beauty shine is very much amplified during Leo season as the sun moves through Leo. And then, of course, that gets amplified as Venus comes to meet you all and just amplifies your energy that much more. And then energy starts to move into Virgo as well this month, right? Mercury followed by the sun. And this starts to be 12th house energy, that energy right before Libran season, when this is a very spiritual time of year. This is a time of year to hear your soul, to hear ideas and urges, and to incorporate and to get clear. And so one of the messages that came up for me before we get into the cards is that this is a culminating time for Librans in a way, like a symbolically culminating time where it's a wonderful time to let yourself fully grieve whatever has passed, right? And that can be anything from a sense of identity to maybe a big life shift, right? Places where maybe you even feel really excited about the shift, right? And you feel really clear about it. And yet, you still are letting go of a past version of self, a past version of you. And also to open up to those possibilities, love possibilities, connection possibilities, all the field of possibilities. And actually, I was reading a Mark Nepo book called The Endless Practice, which is really, really beautiful and reflective. And this paragraph really jumped out to me, and I thought it would be really fun to share with you. And he's talking about the meeting point of intention and surrender, and how there's a sweet spot in life when we have intentions, but we also are surrendered to the magic of things coming to meet us. And I just love the way he described this. And if for some reason I thought Librans will really enjoy this. So it makes me think about you culminating and coming into this next chapter and feeling through this whole process. What keeps intention and surrender far apart, at least in our minds, is our insistence that our intentions matter. Oh, they do, but not as sacred manifestations of our will that we must slave toward. Rather, intentions are kindling, small parts of our desire gathered and thrown into the fire to keep us close to what matters. They're only important in how they're used up, how they're burned as fuel to keep the fire going. We must intend them into being only to surrender them into the fire of our aliveness. Isn't that just gorgeous? His writing is beautiful. And I love that because it's so fun to come up with intentions and ideas, right? This is a perfect time to do that. Not only is it a time to release, let go. Oh, card already wanted to come out. Page of Wands. Hello. And what was I just about to say? It's also a time to come up with some fun new intentions, to come up with some fun new ways of I would even say romanticizing your own role in your life. Now, when I say that, I always am cautious about that because a lot of movies, especially, I don't know, a lot of movies over time, movies tend to focus on the big events, right? We watch movies to watch a character go through big life events, big transitional moments. But I think that this applies to the small things more. Death. There's that closing out, letting ourselves grieve, and opening to that new sunrise energy. It's the small things, right? It's those little intentions. It's those little moments of integration. Recently, I have gotten back into my morning pages practice. Ace of Cups, hello, Venus and Libra. Yes. After taking some time away from morning pages, and I'm amazed at that half hour of my day every day, how that's changed me, how it's connected me to something so much bigger. And there's a part of us that's like, well, that's small, that's not going to do anything. But this is where the romance lives. This is where the magic lives, right? It's in these little moments. And Justice, hello, Libra. I love this reading. This is so perfect. For me, this is like the perfect combo of boldness, juiciness, aliveness, flavor, and acknowledging the depth of an experience, like beginning a new energetic chapter. Because here's what I found, I'm happiest when I let myself feel all my feelings. Like, as an overall feeling, I'm just contented and happy when I let myself fully grieve, when I let an emotion roll through me, when I let myself realize, wow, this actually makes me super uncomfortable, but I still want to do it. That's when I'm the most contented. And that's kind of what that Death card in the midst of all of this is telling me. So we'll start with Page of Wands, our dear friend Page of Wands. Now, this makes me think of that playful, wonderful, joyful energy of Leo season and how it works with Libran energy so beautifully. It is, I feel like the Libran Leo playfulness is just a really wonderful sweet spot. And you're getting all that infusion, plus Venus moving over to meet you, right? So this is a wonderful time to play. Don't underestimate, don't undercut those intentions, those fun pieces of fuel for the fire of your aliveness, right? Like, this is a time to do that. Don't cut yourself off at the knees. Have fun with it. And it doesn't always have to be huge things. You can start with the smallest of things, and you can go as big as you want. Page of Wands is curious, courageous, ready to try things out, ready to try things on without knowing exactly how it's going to play out. There's this like youthful naivete, this kind of curious wanting to go forward that I see in the Page of Wands. It's so gorgeous. Now, here's the thing. When we decide we are going to open to our next energetic being, our next energetic transformation, it does always come with letting something else go. And this is the most surefire way to allow new energy to come in, is to allow old energy to leave. And it's funny how it's scary to let old things go away, especially like if they are on paper, they make sense. And we feel grateful for them, or they feel like they're still applying to our lives, and yet we know they no longer fit the way that they used to. They no longer, the energy isn't there the way that it used to be, right? I've probably used this example before, but it's one of my favorite ones, because I had this amazing job working as like a librarian with this beautiful, sweet community library, and I loved it. I loved my coworkers. I loved the environment. It was so great to give back to community. I got to play with books all day. But there was a point where I had done everything I could do in that space. And there was a part of me that was like, but this job gave me everything. It gave me security after a really hard breakup. It gave me a sense of stability. It gave me a sense of community. It gave me all these things. How can I just leave it behind when it was the thing that kind of got me through one of the roughest patches of my life? And, the thing is that when I let myself leave it, because I had felt like I had done everything I could do there, I had grown to my fullest potential there, and I wanted more adventure, I wanted more challenge, things started working for me in ways that were amazing. But until I let myself do that change, it didn't happen. The same thing has been happening with me recently, just in my personal life too. And I think this is more to the effect of like, not necessarily huge life changes, but just like letting ourselves feel and grieve and release emotion. I am so excited about my future immigrating to Sweden and starting my new life there. But I have a lot of grief around saying goodbye to a land that's been very important to me. But I haven't wanted to acknowledge it because I just want to be excited. I just want to be focused on the intentions and focused on the future and focused on why things are great now. But I finally let myself just cry my heart out several times over my grief around the end of one chapter of my life. And it's been so amazing to feel how much calmer I feel, how much more I feel safe with myself in doing that. So my point being that wherever you're feeling like you're not allowed to grieve it or you still have to hold on, this is going to be a really powerful time to just let those feelings run through you. And it can be scary sometimes, as you might think it's going to take it down with you, but it won't. It actually will help you feel more at ease. Now, you also have some very beautiful, I'd say, love and connection cards. You know, Ace of Cups and Justice, to me, speak to clarity, number one. I think it's so interesting too. You look at that, you look at the beautiful release of death, because this is a card of transformation, right? And this is the doorway. It's like the dawn. It's the threshold between a long dark night and the morning. And in that surrender, immediately what comes is this. It's like it creates this vacuum and things fill in so fast. So fast. Ace of Cups is just one of the best energies. And here's the thing, I just feel this. It's kind of like the stove's been cleaned out. You know, we've taken all the ashes out of the stove in the winter, you know. After a long winter, after a long summer, I guess. It's clean. It's had a moment to rest. And we're putting some fresh kindling in there. We're putting some fresh logs in there. We're getting it lit up again. We're getting everything cleared out and prepared for a fire to blaze. And August is going to be serving as that function for you, which is such a wonderful feeling, to clean house energetically and to open up to love, connection. And what I see here, and what's important, I think, is a topic that's often associated with Librans, but that is it's so universal, right? Which is love that is reciprocal and easy, in all its forms: friendships, community, lovers. There's an invitation here to step into greater and greater ease. And one of my favorite life challenges is to ask myself, how easy can today be? How much can I open my heart to surrendering, to working together with the divine to support me, to give me guidance, to take some of the weight off my shoulders? How much can I surrender into the ease and joy of this moment in time? And I think that question is going to come up again and again and again for Librans this month, because it's not supposed to be painful or hard all of the time, right? Like, that's not the signpost. That's not the benchmark by which we judge our value, even though so often it is. I know for me, like, I get really uncomfortable when I have weeks or months where I don't have anything I have to do that feels bad to me. I feel like I'm getting away with something and you know, as I've been living my life, I've been really consciously shifting things so that I don't have anything stressful or negative in my life that's like meaningless to me, or I don't need to have in my life. There's always going to be mystery in life, but I almost feel guilty, like I'm skipping a step. But that's the thing. That's not actually what makes you worthy. So it's important to advocate for yourself. And I see that Justice card is advocating for yourself to choose that peaceful way, to choose that joyful way, to choose that way that allows you to feel the fullness of your emotions and also feel a deep-seated sense of safety and contentment. And it's opening the way for you to connect with people that are better for you. I'm not saying all of you are having bad people in your life, but I do feel like too, as we come out of such a long pandemic and we're figuring out like who we are, I think all of us are longing for connections in our in our friendships, in our communities, often in our love relationships too, right? And we're wanting people who see us for who we are, connect with us. And what I'm seeing is there being energy opening up for that. And of course, in doing that, sometimes there's a quiet moment. And I feel like August, there is a quietness to it. There's a quiet creativity going on that's not about the ostentatious show, funnily enough, but is about the really quality stuff in life. So this is a really great time to just take a look around. And I want to cheers to you all because I got my sparkling water in my fun little like Art Deco glass. I wish you all a love-filled, clarifying, liberating month in August. I wish you to be surrounded by people who love you and adore you and that you love and adore and respect. I wish you to bring in all the love and joy that you've ever wanted in your life. I wish you joyful release of things that feel ready to go. And I wish you just that ease and playing with that ease and exploring that ease and seeing how it feels. So cheers to you, Libra. I'm so happy that you're here with me. I think it's going to be a gorgeous month. In general, it just is such a less stormy time coming up here in August for a little while than we've been working with for quite a while. So there's kind of this breath that we can all take in August and really get a sense of where we're at, and I love that for all of us. I will see you all very, very soon. I would love to see you on my Patreon, where I'm sharing a lot more of my personal journey, how I'm dealing with moving and changing my life and going through things that I think are exciting but also super challenging. So I'd love to see you there. I also offer weekly support astrologically and energetically, and I'd love to see you on my Instagram or anywhere, and also here, please. I'd love to see you here. I will see you all so soon. Have a gorgeous August, my friends.